Okay, this is part 2. So, Walter's in the lab again. Dr. Warren comes in. She's like, "What are you doing here? It's so late. Have you been here all night?" And he's like, "Yes, I'm trying to create a cure for Peter." And she's like, "Walter, Peter's dead." And he's like, "You don't think I know that? I'm not talking about my Peter. I'm talking about the other Peter." And she's like, "Walter?" And she's getting kind of freaked out. The Astrid in her. So, then, he's saying that he wants to he can recreate the cure over here because he saw what Walternate was doing, and then if he has the cure, he can go over to the alternate universe, give the cure to Peter, and then come back here. Not with Peter, but he'll have cured Peter on the other side, so Peter lives over there, and he's like, "I'm not gonna let Peter die again," yada yada. So, yeah, and then she keeps telling him, like, "No, you can't do that, Walter. You can't," and going on about, like, all actions must have moral, you are going to rip the of the universes of nature, or something, like, a lot of strange physics stuff that I don't remember or understand, and she's like, "For the sake of one life, you will destroy the world," which, I don't know, it just sounded really, like, cool. Maybe that's just because I heard it in the promo, but I thought, yeah, so, anyway, he was like, "I always thought you were a scientist, Dr. Warren, but I guess you're not, going on a rambling about God or religion or something." And then she leaves, and he continues working on the cure, and, let's see what happens after that. He finds a place to, he's looking at a map, and he sees where to, like, put the device to go to the alternate universe. It's like a lake. I don't remember which lake, but, like, it says the water will absorb, like, the excess energy that comes from the thing, and then Dr. Warren goes to Nina and then Nina's like, "Oh, he won't be able to do it because the design is decades over our time, and he won't be able to design it." And she's like, "No, he already has the design, and he's working on it right now." And she's like, "Oh, goodness." And I think she calls William, I don't know, but she has this, like, giant retro cell phone. It's hilarious. It's probably, like, the size of this thing, or, it's huge. But, retro cell phones and stuff. So, yeah, and then, Walter, he has the big device thing. I think that's what comes next. Sorry if I, like, forgot a big chunk of stuff, but I don't think I did. So, he takes it, and it's, like, along this, like, icy stuff, like, I think it's on top of ice or snow, and he pushes this giant covered thing out, and he pulls it all the way out, and then he takes it off, and it's like this, it's like, it looks like a V-shaped-ish kind of thing after he puts it together with, like, little bumps on the sides, and all these big other, like, crate-like amplifier-looking things with a projector and all this crazy stuff. And he's getting it together, and then Dr. Warren comes, and he's like, "Oh, Dr. Warren, what are you doing here?" or something, and then she's like, "I'm sorry, Walter," and then Nina's behind her, and she's like, "Walter, you can't do this," and he's like, "Yes, I can." She's like, "If William were here," and he's like, "William were here, he'd be applauding." Wow, I remember all the dialogue. I'm such a nerd. Okay. Anyway, and he's like, "If William were here, he'd be applauding. Yada yada, he always wanted to find a way to go to the alternate universe, but we only found a window. William was only interested in the power of William," and she was like, "You can't do this, you know how much Peter meant to me, and how hard it will be to admit that he's gone, but this is not the way to do it," or, like, "You can't do this," all that stuff that Dr. Warren was saying, basically, and, yeah, so she keeps telling him, he can, and he's like, "Yes, I'm going to," and then, he turns it on, and there's, like, but in the V, there's, like, this, like, spectrum of, like, well, you've seen it before if you saw that one episode, was it There's More Than One of Everything, where they're trying to, like, open a hole into the other universe, and then David Robert Jones is about to walk through it, and then he gets sliced in half the big thing. Well, that's what it looks like. It looks almost like what's inside the window, but okay, it's hard to explain. But anyway, moving on. So the machine starts to work, and then Nina's like, "No, Walter, you can't do this," and he starts to walk through, and then she like jumps at him, and she's like, "No, Walter!" And then, like, he gets back, and then he's in the alternate reality, I mean, and the little like thing, the spectrum. I'm just gonna call it a spectrum, okay? It disappears, and then back over in our reality, Nina, her arm was like halfway through the. Her arm was like halfway through the spectrum thingy, and then she pulled it out, and it was like all like from like elbow up. It was just like black, like this weird shaky thing, and she's like, "Huh, help me!" And so that's how Nina lost her arm. You get, like, it wasn't cancer. That's what I was telling you. Like, you probably already saw it in the sneak peek, but I guess it's because she put it into the alternate universe. So that's really weird. Sorry, my hair is like freaking out. Okay. Anyway. So she lost her arm, and then Walter goes to his house in the alternate reality. Well, I guess it's not his house, but anyway, Elizabeth is over there, and it's kind of like a deja vu of back in this reality when Peter died, because she goes into his bedroom. I'm talking about the alternate reality here again. Sorry, it's so confusing, like with two realities. Jeez. So Elizabeth goes into Peter's room, and he's trying to do the coin trick, and she shows him, and then he does it, and then she's like, "Oh, good job! Nothing's going to happen to you." And then he says, "Mom, if I die, I want you to have my lucky silver dollar." Tear. And then she's like, "Oh, but nothing's going to happen to you," and she hugs him and stuff. Thank goodness he doesn't die yet. And she like turns off the lights and like walks out of the room, and then Walter comes in, and he's like, "Dad, what are you doing here? Are you okay?" And he's like, "Of course I am." And he's like so happy to see his son, and it's so cute and stuff. So then yeah, and then he sees Peter, and then Elizabeth comes in, and she's like, "Walter, what are you doing here?" And he's like, "I found a cure." And she's like, "Are you certain?" He's like, "Yes, I need to get him to Cambridge immediately." Which was his lab always at Cambridge, or isn't his lab at Harvard, or is that in the also reality or this reality? I don't know. But anyway, so he's like, "I have to take him back to Cambridge." So Elizabeth's helping Peter get ready, and she's like, "We have to go to Daddy's work." And then he tells her that, well, he doesn't want her to come, obviously, because they're not even going to Cambridge. They're going, like, oh, wait, I forgot a big part. I'm so sorry. When he goes over into the alternate universe, the flask with the little cure in it, it breaks. So he doesn't have the cure. He doesn't know what to do. I'm so sorry. I forgot that. That's, like, a huge part. So he doesn't have the cure, and so obviously he'll have to take Peter back to this universe and give him the cure and then take him back. Okay. Sorry, I just had to clear that up. Okay, so obviously he doesn't want Elizabeth to come with him and Peter because they're not really going to Cambridge. They're going to this universe, the other universe. No, our universe. Anyway, so, like, he finally convinces her not to come, and he takes Peter, and she's like, "Bring him back to me." And then he's like, "I promise," but, that's not gonna happen because, okay, so they start walking out in the snow, and then Peter's like, "Dad, why aren't we taking the car? Where are we going?" And then he's like, "You're not my father, are you?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course I am. Who else would I be?" And so then they keep walking, and then he's like, "You need to hold on tight where we're going. We can't get by a car." And then he turns on a little, like, also universe thingy, and then, they walk through, and they're there. Oh, sorry, that was my phone. And so they're in this universe now. But then, as soon as they get out there, they're standing, and Nina and Dr. Warren are gone, and the ice cracks beneath them, and they fall into, like, this big, the lake, the melted lake, obviously, of water, and they start to drown. So I'm going to go to part 3 now. See you guys.